look at the first story. The Zimbabwe Energy Regulatory Authority has raised alarm over a growing fuel scam within the petroleum sector, which has led some operators to distribute contaminated fuel. Almot Makolo reports.
ZERA Chief Executive Eddington Mazambane described the development involving the use of smuggled methanol and illegal ethanol blending by certain operators as a deeply troubling trend.
It's a very worrying trend. I think we have prosecuted quite a number of outlets. I know in Bulawayo recently we had a case of diesel contamination. But in terms of blend or petrol, yeah, we've got quite a number of contamination, and it's coming from products which are coming mainly out of South Africa. Methanol, for instance, is coming into this country in large quantities beyond the industrial requirements for the country. So obviously, that methanol is finding its way into the fuel sector. We've also had some incidences of overblending. There are people who are having access to ethanol, who are offloading ethanol into the market, such that we are getting blending levels in excess of 30, 40. At one time, we got 57% blending levels. So yes, we have got some quality issues, but the numbers are decreasing. But in the southern part of the country, yes, it's a very worrying trend. The reason is that they are much closer to the source market, which is South Africa.
The industry regulator also pointed to seasonal fluctuations in ethanol supply, which have necessitated temporary adjustments to the country's fuel blending policy.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa says prioritizing value addition and enhancing the ease of doing business are essential for growing the country's economy. Charmaine Chirimujiri reports.
Speaking at the commissioning of National Foods' 3 new plants for biscuits, cereals and pasta worth a combined $22.7 million, President Mnangagwa said strengthening the country's domestic production capacity will help to reduce import costs.
This production facility is a beacon of efforts towards economic development and industrialization. It embodies our collective ambition of building a self-reliant and prosperous Zimbabwe, sector by sector. We, as Zimbabweans, we can harness our own resources to foster the growth of local agro-industries through value addition and the requisite support to our farmers.
Meanwhile, National Foods CEO Mike Lashbrook said the company remains committed to supporting the country's economic development.
Secondly, in assessing these investments, it became clear to us that local grain production was increasing at a very encouraging rate, and that our country was set on a path to become a net exporter of cereals. To us, it then became a logical step to rather process the cereals in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe is set to roll out a new package of incentives by the end of the year, aimed at encouraging companies to source raw materials locally, revitalize domestic industry, and reduce reliance on imports. Almot Makolo has more.
The announcement was made during a tour and commissioning of Nestle Zimbabwe's $7 million fourth roller dryer cereal plant by the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Mangaliso Ndlovu. Ndlovu underscored the importance of increasing local procurement of raw materials as part of the country's broader push for industrial growth. The proposed incentives form part of Zimbabwe's industrialization strategy, which focuses on import substitution and the development of homegrown value chains.
Nestle, in their production of Ceravita, are using 97% of locally sourced raw material. Our belief is that through this committee, working with Treasury, we should be able to recognize this and incentivize companies that are procuring local. And this is the outcome that I'm expecting end of the year to be able to announce together with Treasury.
By Zimbabwe General Manager Alois Buruta welcomed the move, saying it will significantly strengthen the entire value chain in the long run.
Yeah, government is very serious about this, and you heard the minister even mention it himself, that we come up with incentives to incentivize companies such as Nestle.